So Tony and myself are back from holiday and we're back to the typical British weather. So let's take a look around the garden and see what's been happening whilst we've been away. So we've come back from holiday now, back to this grey British weather. It certainly feels cold to me. So let's take a look around. Been away now for 10 days and see how much the garden has grown in the time we've been away. And the first thing that I noticed as soon as we come home is the lovely Floribunda roses have certainly come into flower. And these are looking absolutely wonderful at the moment, adding a lovely red colour into the garden. There's also a start on the crocosmia, and these are just starting now to open up. And there's just one or two tucked at the back there that are in flower already. And there's also a few flowers on the dahlias. And some of them are just getting ready to burst open. And so, starting at the edge of the garden, it's quite windy at the moment. But first things first, the tree fern has done spectacular. And just inside there, there's still one or two fronds waiting to come out. And just look at that in there, all ready to unfurl. I love the fronds on these plants. They're actually picture perfect. And it's a great addition to the tropical garden. And I will say it's definitely one of my favourite plants. So this area here, this is near the wildlife pond, and this is what I class as my shadier border. It gets a little bit of morning sun, and I think I will do a video later on of the exact plants that I tend to grow here. And looking at the wildlife pond, I think most of the frogs now have left. There's a few little movements in the pond, but there's not an awful lot here now at the moment. And further down the garden, everything is looking wonderful. The Tetrapanax has grown absolutely huge since you've been away. And here's Tony just hiding underneath the leaves. So you can actually see how tall this plant has become. It's a wonderful plant and it just grows and grows all season long. The leaves now on this have got to be probably close to 1 metre across. And considering it's only 3 years old, that is a fantastic achievement. So as soon as we got home from holiday, the first thing I did was just to come out into the garden and check on the plants, and out came the hoe and a little bit of weeding began. There wasn't an awful lot to do, but particularly along the bottom of the garden here, a lot of this had overgrown from the neighbour's garden. Oh, and look who's come to say hello there. He has been particularly close as little Vim since we've come home, and I think he's missed us. Following me round the garden like my little shadow. And when the sun does come out from behind the clouds, it's definitely a beautiful sight. The loquat tree now is doing quite well, and I'm quite happy with that. All the yellow leaves have disappeared and it's looking fantastic in the garden again. The centre bed that gets all the full sun, you can see that the salvia has grown back, and this is the one that I actually threw in the bin and then got back out a day later as I thought that it was dead. I didn't realise at the time that it was a perennial and that it come back from the ground. And this one is a salvia purple and bloom, and you can just see there that the flowers are just starting. Beautiful. This was a wonderful plant last year and grew to a really massive size. So let's hope for the same this year. The salvias are adding a lovely red colour, and these also change to red and white. And this is a salvia hot lips. I've got 2 of these in the garden, and they come back year after year without any problems. This one here is our largest musabajo. That's really tall now, that's probably close on about 10 foot. And I noticed when I come home that it's actually thrown out a little pup. It's only tiny, but hopefully we'll get another plant from that. Now another plant that I was totally surprised at when we come home with these grasses, and these have gone so tall now. Just look how tall these have gone in the matter of 2 weeks. And these are the Arundo Donax, a wonderful grass. The first year they didn't do too well, and these are the 3rd year now for these. They haven't really multiplied that much, but what a wonderful looking grass. Just to add a little bit of architecture into the garden. And just looking through there, there's also a spectacular size gone on the miscanthus grasses, and they are the variegated type. A beautiful grass. And just look at the size now gone on this beautiful heuchera. Lovely plants just for placing at the front of borders. The agapanthus that I had last year, I split into 2 and I overwintered it in the greenhouse, and this year it's come back better than ever, and both of them are flowering beautifully. And just look at these beautiful flowers just starting. These are the agapanthus fireworks. So if you enjoy watching gardening videos just like this one, then why not like, comment and subscribe, and that really helps the channel to grow. Moving in now into the greenhouse, we've also come home to find that there's plenty of tomatoes. Some of these are so heavy that I've had to prop them up just to stop the branches from snapping. And also the chilies are really starting to grow, and that's wonderful news. So I've been really pleased with the progress of the garden since we've been away, but it's lovely to get home, back into my favourite place. So I can now stand up tall right underneath my Tetrapanax leaves. And I'm so happy that I've finally been able to do this. So thank you very much for watching, and join me next time, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.